All right, some of you are struggling with comparing decimals, ordering decimals. You've done it in the past, but the only thing different that we're going to add here in the grade of 5 is going out to the thousandths place. Now, for those of you who looked at the notes you put in your journal, it tells you to line them up vertically. Vertically is up and down. Add any zeros to make them the correct length, so they're all the same length. You with me? If you get it, then you keep working. Those of you that were like, I don't understand, and this doesn't make any sense to me. I just think that you shouldn't write this in Japanese because I can't read any of it. Are these even numbers? All right, so let's look at up here. When comparing or ordering decimals, please watch for those of you that are struggling. When comparing and ordering decimals, it says, okay, problems 1, 2, and 3 say, arrange these numbers from largest to smallest. So the biggest number goes first, and the smallest little tiny number goes next. Goes last. All right. What?
Are these even numbers?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. Yes, they are even numbers.
Yeah.
They're not all even numbers, but they're even numbers. All right, so it says on your paper that I gave you in the stuff situation, when you are ordering decimals, the only closing, write them down vertically first. So I'm going to take all my numbers here, right here, and I'm going to write them down vertically. So I have 2 and 62 hundredths. I have 2 and 61 thousandths. I have 2 and 612 thousandths. I have 0 and 66 hundredths. I have 6 and 21 hundredths. So I have written them all down vertically, lining up the decimal points, lining up the place values. The ones are in the same, the tenths, the hundredths, and the thousandths. But wait! They don't all go out to the thousandths place. Golly gee willikers! Well, as we talked about in the past, way long ago, if you add zeros to the back here, it doesn't change the value. In fact, I could add 63 more zeros here, and this is still going to be the same value. It's all right. So now, if I'm going through this, I'm going from largest to smallest. And be careful and read how you're doing them, because that jerk of a teacher you have, he'll put, if this was one of those questions that have a bunch of different answer choices and you choose one of them, that jerk will put smallest to largest on there, even though largest to smallest is what it asks you to do. He'll put both of them. Both of them. He's such a jerk. He wants us to read the problems. Unfathomable! Unfathomable! All right, so now we're going from largest to smallest. We start to the left of the decimal point. We are going to look at the whole numbers. Whole numbers are to the left of the decimal point. So we have 22206. We're going from largest to smallest. Can I tell the largest based on that?
Yeah.
Yes. How do I know which one's the largest? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Bueller? Yes, ma'am. Which one of these has the largest number in the whole number? The largest whole number?
The 6.
The 6. That's going to be my largest number. So my largest number here, this is my answer here, right here. My largest number is going to be 6 and 21 hundredths. Boom. Done. Can I tell anything else by looking at just my whole numbers? Yes, ma'am.
That the 3 2s are the second, third, and fourth biggest.
Good. The 3 2s are going to be second, third, and fourth biggest. So what's that make the 0? The smallest. So I'm going to go down here and put this here. 0 and 66 hundredths. Now, I just have to look at these 3. In the whole numbers, these 3 are the same. Now I go to the 10th place. The 10th place is exactly to the right of the decimal point. So in the 10th place, I don't have to use these 2. I have a 6, a 0, and a 6. So what can I tell by looking at those 3? Any information I can tell by looking at those 3? Yes, sir.
They're all even. Oh, no. Never mind. So the 2.0 is less than the 2.6s.
Good. So the one with the 0 in the 10th place is going to be my next smallest number down here. So it's 2 and 61 thousandths. So now I'm done with this. So now I have 2 and 62 hundredths. 2 and 612 thousandths. But if I put my 0 there, I can say this as 2 and 620 thousandths, 2 and 612 thousandths, and which of these 2 is the biggest? Anyone?
2 and 620.
Good. 2 and 620 thousandths. So that would be my next number. So 2 and 62 hundredths, which would make 2 and 612 thousandths.
The middle child.
So if you line them up and stuff, it's going to make your life easier.
Stop saying like.
And it's cool. So if you looked at your clues you have on your paper, and you took your clues and every one of your answer choices out to the thousandths place by just adding a little 0 at the back, it's going to be a lot easier. So let's look at find the decimal that is 0.1 less than 0.8. Well, if you have to find if something's smaller than something else, you're going to have to
Subtract.
Subtract. So that's telling you what to do. You just do that. Process of elimination. If you're looking for a number that's close to 3 and 5/10, well, it's obviously going to have a 3 as your whole number. I'm just saying. Let's do one more of these largest to smallest. You with me back there? You awake? We'll do one more largest to smallest, and I'm going to let you get back to your gluing and matching if you're not done gluing and matching.
Yep.
And Tatum is trying out for percussion next year since she's drumming back at her seat. So, Tatum, if your family is watching this, they need to yell at you for drumming. Bad Tatum! Bad Tatum! All right. So now we have largest to smallest. Again, I'm going to write them down lining up my decimal points. 14 and 100th. 140 and 1/10. 1 and 401 thousandths. Let's see. 14 and 1/10. 14 and 11 hundredths. That's important. It's important when lining them up. When writing them down, you vertically line them up by the decimal point. Graph paper is sometimes helpful. I'm just saying. Graph paper is sometimes helpful. What is the smallest place value? Ava? The smallest place value in any of these? Does any of them go past the tenths?
Yeah.
Yes. Any of them go smaller than the hundredths? Yes. Any of them go smaller than the thousandths? No. So I'm going to make all of them go out to the thousandths. So that now they're easier to compare. They all go out to the thousandths. Now we look in front of the decimal point. In front of the decimal points should be easy. I have 14, 140, 1, 14, and 14. We're going largest to smallest. Put a little answer here. We're going largest to smallest. So can I tell anything by looking at the numbers in front of the decimal point? Yes, ma'am. Good. The largest one is 140 in front of the decimal point, which makes me here 140 and 1/10. Can I tell anything else by just looking at the whole numbers? December.
The smallest is 1.
The smallest is 1 and 401 thousandths. So I got that. Now in front of the decimal point I have 14, 14, 14. We're done looking in front of the decimal point. Now I'm looking in the tenths place. In the tenths place I have a 0, a 1, and a 1. So what can I tell by looking at that? Yes, ma'am.
The 4 is the biggest.
Okay, we've already crossed off these two here. I have a 0, a 1, and a 1. Yes, sir. 14 and 100th or 10,000ths. Good. So this is going to be my next smallest one. Is 14 and 100th. Boom, I'm done with that. Now I have these two. I've just got two left. 14 and 100 thousandths, 14 and 110 thousandths, which is my next biggest one.
14 and 110 thousandths.
14 and 110 thousandths. So 14 and 11 hundredths. And then 14 and 1/10. If you make them all go out to the smallest place value you can, then they're all the same. You look in front of the decimal point, then you look in the tenth, the hundredth, and the thousandth. They're never going to go smaller than the thousandths. Not this year. I mean, they will in the future for those of you that make it past 5th grade. I'm sorry, Mia. I just don't see it happening. I don't know how your brother made it past, but
neither do I.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Is he still as crazy as he was in the 5th grade?
Yes.
He's still as crazy?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Not more crazy.
Because he was crazy in the 5th grade. No, he's crazier than me. Isn't he, Mia?
Yes.
All right, let me ask you one other question. And I'm not going to work this out, but I want to see what y'all think here. There was an incredibly close race in the last Boston Marathon. The times of the runners are shown below. Who won the race? Times are in seconds. So look at these and see if you can tell me who won the race. 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 Yes, sir. Who?
Gordo.
Gallardo?
Yeah.
How do you know?
The 7 is the smallest number.
But I thought you wanted to win by having the biggest number.
No.
No. I don't get it. If I was throwing a baseball and they were doing the farthest, wouldn't I want a bigger number to win?
Yes. That's how you know it. This is a race.
Oh, it's a race. So when you're in a race, the smaller the number, the better. So Gallardo won. See, I was trying to trick you to pick Johnson. So I made his way bigger than everybody else's. So Johnson finished the marathon in 100.
Last names.
Yeah, Johnson lost the marathon in 139 and 801,000 seconds.
He needs to.
Train a little bit harder. Let's really not make fun of him because Johnson only has one leg. Thanks a lot, guys. You're going to make him cry. Thanks. Thanks. I just made that up. Boom, shakalaka. Peace out.